I know it's been a long time. Normally when I take so much time away from making YouTube videos, it's because I am really in a state of exploration. And this time it's been more so with spirituality than relationships. But I got a lot of things to offer to you all and talk to you all about. You know, what has unfolded over the last few months. Today I just happened to be watching the news and the recent events um, with the young man uh, being killed and the recent charges. I'll be heading that way tomorrow for the to watch the Floyd Mayweather fight with some friends. So, um, but this happens so often, and this is unfortunate. It happens so often that I think that I've become desensitized to it. Uh, it's like when you hear it, a young black man has died because of a police officer. It doesn't have the same effect anymore because it happens so often. It's a disgusting thing, don't get me wrong. But when you hear it over and over and over again, it's on on one end of it is very frustrating and it's very angry. But on the other hand, it's like you hear it so many times. It's almost like um, if you see something that disgusts you so many times, it just becomes like nothing to you, and that's so unfortunate. Um, I was happy to see that there were charges filed against the police officers, but here's the thing with that. Um, I don't discredit it because the race of the prosecutor. I don't. Uh, Justice is justice, in my view. What I will say is, I do believe that there will be convictions, and I think a lot of people are kind of worried about, yes, we have charges, but will there be a conviction? And it immediately made me think about the history in this country dealing with uh, such issues. And what I think is that there will be some convictions, but I think it will be more so to uh, satisfy or pacify a lot of the angry black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call them. I think it will be more so to pacify them because if you think about the history of it, we are so easily pacified. You know, when O.J. Simpson uh, was acquitted, I think a lot of people knew that he did it. In their mind, they're like, he did it. Right now we like, he did it. But I think it was more so about the fact that we won something. Finally we beat the system. It was such a white and black thing, and a lot of people didn't want to look at it as though it was a white and black thing, especially white people, because they have this thing of why does it always have to be about race? Well, they don't really have to think about race. But for us who wear this color and any other color that's not white, it's something that we have to be conscious of 24/7. Sometimes, even when I travel to all white schools and, areas that are all white. I go to a Walmart and there's not a black person in sight, and I kind of feel it. I'm like, wow, um, I really am a African American. Nothing makes you realize how African American you are than being in America, and there is historically nothing more American than race. But I think that, like I said, there will be uh, convictions because it's like a sacrifice. Um, any person in power understands the art of sacrifice to retain power. Um, Sometimes something has to go in order to pacify the masses, uh, and it kind of just keeps the swelling down and keeps the people off your back. because the moment the conviction comes down, everybody's throwing their hands up, everybody's happy, the protest stops, and then you'll have a few people out there saying, wait a minute, this isn't over. We have to get rid of the whole problem. But the masses who come out and make the news by doing the marches and protests, things like that, um, they'll disappear. It's over. Um, and that's been the history of this country for so long. We're so easily satisfied. A law gets passed, we're satisfied. Um, some a conviction, somebody, we're satisfied. Um, we get the first black president, we're satisfied. And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, when you look at it, we got a first black president, and we're the only people who haven't asked him for anything. The gay population asked for something. The Hispanic population is continuing to ask for something. The rich ask for something. I mean, we complain. A lot of people like Dr. Cornel West continue to complain about what Barack Obama has not done for the black community. But what has the black community asked of him other than to be a president? So, we just kind of get lazy so fast. Um, but I do hope after this time that we become more active. And that's one of my things, my promises to myself is to become more active in the issues of the black community, because I think that we're so selfish. When you really study our roots, um, our ancestors, Africa, you know, we have become so Americanized, so westernized, so selfish that we only think about our immediate family and ourselves. But we have to think about our entire community. And I think that that's where we're lacking at. When you think about it, how many women are helping out their sisters who are single parents? It's so rare to see that. Instead, what we see is, well, she got pregnant by this guy and she got that baby, so that's her fault. That's her issue. When the truth of the matter is that you could have been in her same situation. You just didn't get caught. Um, you know, how many brothers are going to the jails? Instead of ridiculing those brothers who are in prison, how many of us are giving them employment? How many of us are recommending them? How many of us are mentoring them? Uh, it's time for us to get back into our community. It's time for us to, and I'm going to do a video about this. It's time for us to forgive white people. I can't wait to do that video. Um, yes, there has been some egregious things done to our people. Some, what you would call unforgivable things. But in order for us to heal, we have to let those things go, and we have to work within our own community to build ourselves up. We can't depend on them to give us anything. Right now we have a lot of people begging them for justice. We all know that the system is not built to give us justice. Okay, so we are at the point where we have to forgive them for the atrocities, for the evils that they have committed against our people, and we have to start building. And that's what love is: love for self and love for everybody, because at the end of the day, we're all one people. We're all human beings. I always hear this silly stuff about white people and black white people don't have souls, and I mean, it's just ridiculous. We're all one people. It's just a different mentality. There's a white mentality. And so we have to forgive them for their mentality. We have to forgive their ancestors. We have to forgive them in the moment for what they're doing. And we have to um, ensure that we get the justice that we deserve, and that it's not something that we can be pacified into, something that we can just be given some breadcrumbs and say, okay, we're good until the next thing happens. It's something that we have to stick with. So that's what I'm challenging myself to do: to be more active, to be more involved, to be less selfish, and to focus more on the community as a whole. And that's really where I want to go in the future with this channel. I do a lot of talking on relationships, but the truth of the matter is there's going to come a day where, we're all going to be old and in our relationships and good. I mean, this is just, it's going to happen. And my passions, as I grow, are changing. You know, I really, at the end of the day, I really want people to tap into a sense of self-love, because that sense of self-love is what's going to deliver that individual on a whole. And if every single person has that, uh, then it would benefit the entire community. My belief is that um, if love was everybody's religion, we'd be the answer to everybody's prayers. That is my religion. That is my belief. And I think that that is very important. So, you know, I know I'm kind of rambling right now. You know, there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of things I want to make videos about, a lot of videos that I haven't even uploaded yet. So, you know, for me, it's funny because it used to be about numbers and, you know, just all of the ego, the things to feed my ego. But now it's really about, you know, what can I give to the world, and whether people agree with me or not, you know, just put something out there that can really give people something to think about as I grow, and searching for answers from others so that I can continue to grow. But for everybody who's been watching videos and who's still sticking with me, I hope you're all doing great. Um, I hope everybody's doing fine in their relationships. Listen, if your relationship ended, it's just the beginning of something new. If your relationship just started, it's not always going to be peaches and cream. Okay? And I will also give you a marriage update. My wife just walked in. She didn't know I was making a video. So I'm also going to do an update on that, and I'm looking forward to uploading that for you. So if you have any comments, make sure that you put them in the comment box below. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Until next time, hotel. You want to say hi?
I don't look that cute. Hi.
Bye.